Please welcome AIPAC activist Allison Lawrence.
Growing up in Richmond, Virginia, Clara Pervell Kenney was my shero. She was a woman of uncompromising faith and an influential member of the community. She embodied everything I admired and wanted to be. Luckily for me, she was my grandmother. As a lifetime member of the NAACP and an activist with the Richmond Crusade for Voters, my grandmother fought tirelessly to improve the social, economic, and academic welfare of Richmond's African American community. She championed change through political engagement. She taught me the importance of advocacy, and being politically engaged was the best way to affect the things I cared about. So it's no surprise that on the eve of my 18th birthday, she made sure that I was registered to vote. Just as she was committed to her civic duties, my grandmother was a devoted Christian and intimately connected to Israel. Her faith not only informed her steps, it guided her life. And in the early 90s, she was blessed with an opportunity to take a pilgrimage to the Holy Land. My grandmother kept a detailed journal documenting her trip, and after she returned home, it was gifted to me. Reading her entries, witnessing her fall in love with Israel and its people, it inspired me to make my own personal connection to the country. Thank you. As a political consultant, government relations professional, and community leader, I was invited in 2015 to participate in a seminar in Israel with AIPAC's Education Foundation. I was reminded of my grandmother's journey and excited to see firsthand the wonders she described in her writings. As I toured the country, I expected an emotional and spiritual reaction, tracing my grandmother's steps. But I didn't anticipate visiting Israel would deepen the meaning of my life's purpose. Attending the briefings on the social and political climate and having candid conversations with Israelis within various communities, I realized that Israel was much more than the biblical stories I grew up hearing about. The Israel I experienced was a modern marvel leading the world in innovation across industries. It was a country filled with ethnic and geographic diversity, and despite its size, I came to appreciate Israel as the global leader and a beacon of hope, light, and resilience. And I realized something else as well. Seeing how our militaries work together and learning from one another helped me understand the value of this critical alliance. Because when Israel is safer, Americans and the rest of the world is safer too. So as soon as I returned home, I looked for ways to be of help. Within days of returning stateside, I connected with my AIPAC community to add my voice to this mission. And when my Virginia friends called upon me to ask for my support of an anti-boycott, divestment, and sanction resolution being introduced on the House floor, I did not hesitate to act. The bill was one way to put Virginia on record, denouncing the false narrative of the BDS movement that negatively singles out Israel. I work with my friends within the Virginia Legislative Black Caucus and other legislators to denounce this type of racist activity. As a member of AIPAC's National Council, I know that there are many issues on the dockets of lawmakers. That is why it is critical to be a credible source and educate policymakers about the pivotal role Israel plays in America's security. And I hope that my voice reminds them that a strong U.S.-Israel relationship isn't just a Jewish issue, it's an American issue. I often get asked, why am I involved in this cause? The answer is simple. It's the right thing to do. I know the importance of having allies outside of your community who will fight alongside of you, who will raise their voices in unison for a betterment of society. This is the AIPAC community. And this is what my grandmother taught me throughout her life. At the end of the day, before I close my eyes to sleep, I glance at my grandmother's journal sitting on my nightstand and a picture of us. It's a constant reminder that she's still with me, guiding me. I am grateful for this community of friends whom I now consider family, grateful for the meaningful work we do together, and grateful for the chance to continue the legacy of a woman I love and miss every day. Thank you.